All right, welcome to this installment of the best motorcycle roads in Virginia. I don't know if you're watching this, then this turned out to be okay. Because I don't know if this is going to be a great road or a great ride or not. Because what I'm doing is I'm in Covington, Virginia from the previous video, and I'm heading up towards another road that I want to do for the next video. But I've got to get there. In the connecting road, there's an interesting thing at the beginning, and then it just kind of is a straight shot, which isn't exciting and nothing I would call one of the best riding roads and rides in Virginia. But we might be able to make it one. So cross your fingers, let's go for a ride and see if we can make this ride interesting. We'll be getting on State Route 220, heading north of Covington. And then we're gonna take some turns and things from there. So let's get underway. All right, now we're on 220 heading north. Let me plug this phone in. There we go. All right, so we don't get any local knowledge here because I've never been on this road before. I have no idea what's ahead of it. I'm hoping this turns into a really good ride. Because this road 220 is going to take us all the way to Warm Springs, Virginia. And that's where our next ride actually starts. And it'd just be a short run up this thing. And I don't think this connecting road would actually make a good video. However, scouring the map, I might have found a way to make it interesting. We're going to stay on 220 for a little while, see something interesting hopefully, and then we'll get off this thing and kind of skirt around. I'm going to slow down and back off and let these cars get ahead of me. We're coming up on a twisty section here in a little bit. I don't want to be behind them when we get there. Too fast. I'm reeling in a Jeep. Alright. Hopefully we got Cleveland going all the way to our next stop. right here, but where do we park? Guess right here. Well, that is Falling Springs Falls behind me. I was hoping to be able to pull the bike up here and get a shot with that in the background, but you can't. Joe Boo's going to be upset because he missed this. He's back guarding the motorcycle and all the gear. All right, so we just saw Falling Springs Falls. Now we're heading to Falling Spring on 640. This is where we're going to turn. Like I said, this is kind of undiscovered country for me. I've never been here, so I'm hoping I'm right. Get my phone plugged in. So I don't really know what we're going to get to see on this road. There is something at the bottom of this. Once we get to Falling Spring and turn north, got our next little destination there. This road is just a little snake of tarmac heading down through the mountain. So hopefully this works out, making kind of a little side adventure out of a connecting road. All right, so this is Falling Spring. It's one of those towns where if you look away from your monitor for a second, you're going to miss the whole thing. 687, that's what we want. Like I said, this was kind of a unknown. I was taking a guess Just looking at what I was seeing on the map. So far we're getting a good mix of views, twisty roads. So this could probably be the preferred connection between Route 60 and Route 39. If you want to get there quickly, just take 220. If you want to take the scenic view, go this way. This is 638. I just happened to look down and noticed that the microphone had come unplugged. So I have no idea at which point we lost audio. So you might have just saw a bunch of footage with some music played over it. Sorry about that. All right, here's where we're going to see something else here. Never been here before. This is the Gathright Dam. So this is the Gathright Dam at Lake Muma. And that's gated off, so obviously you can't walk out there and get some footage. Never been here before. I just figured I'd come this way and see what we see. So far the road has been really nice. No fishing from dam to buoys. So no fishing from there to there. We're going to see more of this lake here in a little bit. Just the way I've got it planned out on the itinerary. Let's see what this little plaque says. No drones. Gathright Dam and Lake Muma. Let's get a full shot of that. Pretty cool, pretty cool. We'll ride across this thing and see what's on the other side over there. Yeah, phone signal is gone, so I don't have a whole lot of ways to look and see where we're heading. So hopefully I can do this from memory, or as close as I can, or we get into some service area. stop for a quick second. Look down through the valley. Waterway down there. So this turned out alright, because I was hoping there wouldn't be a whole lot of people here. There's a lot of places I wanted to stop and look around. There was just so many people you couldn't do anything. Alright, so now we're looking for 605 right here. I said I'm kind of having to do this part now from memory. From what I seen on the map when I was plotting this out. Maybe I can get some signal when I get to the top of this. Get the GPS going again. Alright, it's dropping again. I got 2 bars. Let's see if this will work. Okay, now we should be good. Kind of a corrugated road here. Not the smoothest thing in the world. I guess you could call it a step above gravel. Well, he didn't want to give me much room, did he? All right, looks like we're hooking back up to 687. I believe this is the road we turned off of to go see the dam and the lake. Alright, we want to take a left right here. Jackson River Turnpike. Alright, this is where I was worried about the gravel. So keep your fingers crossed. See what we got. Looks paved. This is Richardson's Gorge. Slide area ahead. Watch for fallen rocks. Watch for gravel in the turn right there. Oh, there's the gravel. I was suspecting this. Let's take a cafe bike down a gravel road. Oh, look at that. So this is Richardson's Gorge.
looks like the gravel's over. For a second, now we're back to gravel again. Doesn't really open up a lot to really get a good shot of what's over here. Even though that's as pretty as it is, there's all kinds of yellow signs here. You'll see them coming up on my right. Apparently this is all private property over there. You can't go down there or fish or nothing. See the kayakers down there? So this is about to open up into something. No diving from bridge. I'll have to hold on to Joe Boo because I know he'll want to dive off this. That's where we're going. Let's go see that. Bowler Mountain Recreation Area. Bowler Flat Boat Launch Marina. Now let's just stop here and take some pictures. How about that? This is a walking path that I'm on. I need to turn around. So this is Lake Muma once again. It's probably a good place to take a photograph. I've got no signal, so I can't give directions to the campground, but I'm pretty sure I know where it's at. $39. Blowing Springs Campground. This is what we want, right? Yeah. Well, it looks like there are plenty of campsites open.
Well, me and Joe Boo have made it to our campsite. My little detour on my connecting road, that turned into a pretty good little adventure. So yeah, Cafe Racer can be an adventure bike too. We hit some gravel, saw a big ass lake, crossed a dam. A lot of good roads. Like I said, a good mix again. So we're on Route 39. We are at the Blowing Springs campground. They call it Blowing Springs because apparently there's someplace around here where air is just blowing up out of the ground. I have no idea where it's at. I have no cell service, so I can't look anything up. So I'm just gonna have to go exploring, I guess. So we're gonna unload the bike. I'm probably gonna put the tent up right about where the camera is sitting there. We had to stop at a store. It was about 8 miles up 39 from here. Got us another sub and some beanie weenie chili. A few drinks. Joe Boo insisted on getting a Coke because he said he brought some rum. So we might get liquored up and maybe sit around and tell a camp story. Won't be a campfire story because I'm not going to start a fire. We'll see how that goes. Let's get busy. I want to get out of these clothes, or out of these pants at least, and boots. Oh. Well, while I was out screwing off, Joe Boo got camp set up for us, so everything's ready to roll. Moved the bike back there. I went ahead and broke out the Halenox table, even though I've got a picnic table. I just kind of, this chair is killer. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. I'm bringing my comfy chair. I said this is mandatory. That not so much, but it is nice to have that table. I mean, I could use this, I guess, but habit. Plus Joe Boo likes to hang out there. Well, I need to go do some exploring and see where this Blowing Spring is. I assumed it would be down here somewhere, but you know, just looking at it from the satellite view. But I don't know. There's nothing pointing it out. No signs, anything like that. So I don't know. So I'm gonna go do some exploring. We'll come back. We'll get something to eat. We'll tell a story. You saw the Microtech Boba Fett edition. in my last camping video. And I was just talking to a friend about this thing. And I was like, you know, I need to do a video about this. Not on the knife itself, any kind of review or anything. But the story of why I'm one of the biggest Boba Fett fans you're ever going to meet. So it's kind of ridiculous that a 56, 57-year-old guy is a big fan of a made-up Star Wars character. But there's a good story behind it. So we'll come back and tell that after dinner. Even though I could probably miss a meal and be fine. And I did forget something again. I forgot to bring coffee. So I bought this canister of fuel with the intention of being able to make coffee. That's all I was going to do with it, was just make coffee. Forgot my coffee. So now I'm going to heat up a little can of Beanie Weenies with a brand new can of fuel for this little bitty can of Beanie Weenies. Awesome. Let's go take a look around. Well, dinner is over. Couldn't find the blowing springs. I talked to some other campers at the other end of the campground. They said they have no idea. So maybe I'm mistaken or something. I don't know. I did do a segment while I was eating and realized I forgot to turn the microphones on after it was all said and done. So we don't have any audio on that. Plus I'm going to have to go through the footage and see where the audio cuts out on the ride here. I just happened to look down and see that the microphone was unplugged at one point. And I was like, holy crap, how much footage did I lose now? Because the microphone came unplugged. And I don't know how it came unplugged. The only thing I can figure is I don't wear a full face helmet. So when I turn my head, you guys are sitting on a chest mount. So when I turn my head and look at something and be like, oh, that's cool over there, you guys are still looking straight forward. So you don't get to see what I'm looking at. So I tend to grab the camera and turn it so you guys get a shot of that, you know, either way. And I'm assuming maybe one of those times it came undone. I just don't know at this point. I'll have to wait till I get home and see the footage and find out. It was a good ride though. A good mix of, you know, twisty roads, open roads with, you know, good views. There was some gravel in there. That Lake Muma, that's a gorgeous lake. That's better than Douthit, in my opinion. I'd never seen it before. This was my first time seeing it. And this was just something I kind of threw together. And I planned to camp in this campground no matter which road I took. Because if I had come up 220, you know, it would have been a much straighter shot and, you know, less time. But I think, you know, I don't know if this is going to make it into like the best roads in Virginia, you know, series. But it's pretty dang good. I'm not disappointed in what I saw today. And even, you know, the ride. I'm not disappointed in the ride to get here at all. Because like I said, the other road was basically a straight shot once we got past that waterfall. Yeah. So I don't know if I can count that as one of the best rides, because that road's going to come into play again on another ride we're going to do. And so that ride will connect 60 to that one as well as the one we're going to do tomorrow, which would be the next video in line. And I think I'm going to end this video like right here. I'm not going to tell the Boba Fett story in this video, because I'm going to make that its own standalone video and then add that to my story time playlist, because people tend to like the stories I get to tell about some experiences I've had my lifetime. They could probably make a movie about it. Don't know how it's going to end yet though. So hopefully it ends on a happy note. So this was my little cafe racer adventure bike ride connecting two roads, two of the best rides in Virginia. So you've got a choice now. You can take a straight shot and just get from one to the other, or you can take your time and meander up here like I did and see some pretty interesting, you know, sights along the way. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and take care, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye. All right, so I'm at the entrance of the Blowing Springs campground. If I spin around, you can see my tent right over there. And I was sitting there because I was looking for the Blowing Springs. I'm like, where is this place? Because I read about it on the internet, but nobody here seems to know anything about it. And I saw a pickup truck pull up right here, and out of the pickup truck climbed two elderly people carrying a cooler, and I watched them walk across the street into the woods. So I was like, they might have some local knowledge that I need to know about. So I came over here to see what was up, because I figured they were, too old to be going in here for a kegger or anything. What they were doing was filling up their cooler with water straight out of the spring. There's a little trail right here, and if we walk into here, not far, you see this pipe coming out of the side of the mountain. That is fresh spring water coming out of there. If you look, those three holes right there, there's air blowing out of those three holes. That is the blowing spring. So apparently air gets sucked in on the other side of the mountain and comes blowing out here. You can see these leaves blowing in the wind. But yeah, there's cold air blowing out of those holes right there. So there's the blowing spring. Looks like it was natural, but they've kind of built it up a little bit. Because that's natural rock there. And above it, and this kind of concrete wall here with pipes sticking out of it. So it kind of funneled it, I guess, or channeled it. So there's the blowing spring. So yeah, I saw that old couple, and they knew where it was. So I finally found somebody that knew what they were talking about. I don't know if I'd travel here just to see that. If you're in the area and you want to see it, yeah, it's worth looking at, maybe. But that's it.